Today, I'm bringing you inside our $10 million Bitcoin mining facility. So if you want to see how much Bitcoin we're earning, how you can get involved in Bitcoin, the tax write-offs that we're earning for our clients, make sure you stick around because this video is about to blow your mind. I also brought out my entire team. We got Derek, we got Joel, and we're about to have a great time. So let's get to it.
Let's do it.
We're pulling up on our site here in Silverton, Texas. We have a 100 megawatt facility that we're pulling into. This is the beauty of Bitcoin right here. We're harnessing energy, cheap, abundant energy from these wind turbines right here.
Substation.
And there's a substation right there. And then inside here, we have this perfect environment. And we house all of our miners in there. And you're going to see how it all works. But there's special fans that blows out all the hot air. Welcome to Bitcoin land. Do you hear that? That's why you need to put them out in the middle of nowhere, because if you put that in your neighborhood, bro, you'll not be able to sleep. When me and my partner started this company in 2022, it was bear market, right? Bitcoin was at I think 32,000, and it was heading much lower. And you know, it reached a bottom at like 15K. So I started this company in a very harsh environment. And back then, it was extremely hard to convince people that they needed to mine Bitcoin when the only thing was happening was the price going down for so long. But we stuck through, and you know, that wasn't the only obstacle, the price. The other obstacle was finding a good environment with cheap and abundant electricity and having an environment that was sustainable. Because our first place where we mined, our leveraged mining facility was in New Jersey, and we had really harsh winters in New Jersey. So we had a winter storm come through, and some of our tanks leaked, and we were doing immersion cooling back then, which is dunking the miners under dielectric fluid, which is like an oil-based solution, and it cools them down. It's almost like a cold plunge for miners. So you can overclock the miner and make it mine more Bitcoin than it's supposed to. So we were doing that at the time with our first couple clients, and it froze over and broke. We had like $50,000 of machines break. And on top of that, our energy that was at a variable rate, I think we were paying like 8 cents a kilowatt, spiked up at the time because of the war that was happening with Ukraine. It spiked up to like 10 or 11 cents. So overnight, we became unprofitable, and we lost a majority of our equipment that we were using as the foundation to mine, because we were just putting more miners into the immersion cooling. So almost overnight, everything collapsed. And that's when I started to, you know, seek other operations like this one here. So this is at Soluna's site. We've been mining with them since 2023. And as you guys can see, the infrastructure here is absolutely incredible. This entire place is made for Bitcoin mining. They've been mining here since 2022 when the site officially opened. So, you know, almost 2.5 years now of mining with them successfully. And today we're going to take us into, you know, what the facilities look like. We're going to go to our housing. So each one of these houses different companies. So you're going to, you know, see the actual miners that, you know, we're mining for leverage mining clients. Moral of the story is, now that, you know, we're coming up on 8 figures in total revenue in the past 3.5 years. So company has just started to explode now that we have Donald Trump passing the Section 179 bonus depreciation rule, indefinite 100% write-off in year one. All the stars have aligned, so never give up. I could have easily folded and gave up on the business back then and kind of wrapped it up. I had other businesses going for me, but I stuck it through, and now we're here. Now we're building out our team. We have great company culture. We just crossed 100 clients, and like I said, we're almost at 8 figures in revenue, which means 8 figures in taxes saved for our clients all across the nation. So never give up on your dreams, and let's go have some fun. All right, so we're here in the boardroom. We got Chris, Client Success Manager, and Chris is gonna be walking us through pretty much everything today. He's our eyes and ears on the ground here, and he's going to be helping us understand their whole process. So he's got a little video for us, and then we're going to be able to get him to answer our questions all day. So
yeah, excited to have you guys here. So just a quick, you know, 5-minute video of just, you know, what the site's all about, how we got here.
Now I want to introduce you to our team member, Joel. Joel's our account executive. And why don't you just tell the people what you help them with?
Yeah, absolutely. So really the number one goal when you guys get onto the call is figure out what tax liability we need to eliminate, really figure out a way to reduce the taxes as much as possible, Then based off of your income goals, we really just figure out a tailored mining package that would be best for you, not only to earn income, but reduce your tax liabilities. What I'm gonna go ahead and do now is pass you off to our onboarding Derek right here.
How's it going, guys? My name is Derek. Chances are we already had an onboarding call when you joined Leverage Mining, but I'm here to be a resource to you, give you some education about Bitcoin mining. I have an extensive background with Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining, working at Bitmain before, one of the largest Bitcoin mining companies in the world. 80% of Bitcoin miners in the world are actually Bitmain machines. So, I've had a lot of experience traveling to different sites, kind of like this one. But yeah, I'm here as a resource. I want to make sure you guys all have a seamless onboarding experience, get the proper education about safety regarding self-custody, and just make sure everything's smooth. And anytime you guys might have a technical question or anything to troubleshoot, I'm here as a resource to you and just want to be there at your disposal, whatever
Let's
you need.
go.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, bro.
So what we're going to do is we're going to walk into the first building of our second phase of Dorothy, which is Dorothy 2. This is phase 1, so this is going to be a brand new building and energized, and it's been running for a little while just for you guys.
Incredible. And before we step in, I'm seeing a lot of wind turbines out here, man. Can you just give us like a little lay of the land right now? There's a lot going on.
No problem. Yeah, so here at Dorothy 2, we built this facility to pull energy both from the wind farm that you can see the big turbines right here, and that powers the majority of the miners that we have online here. The best part about how we have this site set up is that we have behind the meter wind energy that's coming, clean energy that was going to be curtailed by the wind farm.
Which means they're turning it off.
They're just turning them off.
It's
and not
wasted
using
energy.
it. Yep.
So you guys had the bright idea to say, hey, you know what, we could actually use that for our Bitcoin miners.
Correct.
And you just came in and struck a deal with them.
Correct.
And now you're getting essentially almost free energy. I'm just sure you're paying them a little bit.
Yeah,
but
we're creating a market where there wasn't really a market before because there's wasted energy. So we come in, it's a benefit to the end user, it's a benefit to us to be able to use the energy as a human race, and it's also a benefit to the wind farm because they're getting able to monetize some energy that they might not have been able to do, which ends up producing an economic environment for them to build more of this stuff out and clean energy. So we pull energy from the grid, which is also at the same part as in that substation over there, and then we can pull it from the wind. So we don't have very much downtime at all.
what is your uptime on average?
98 to 95% on uptime. Yeah, and that's what allows us when the wind's not going, we're pulling from the grid in front of the meter, but most of the time we're getting it from behind the meter.
So what would you say is like the biggest factor of like failure or stopping mining? Like if you have this amazing uptime, is there anything else that we should be worried about with these machines?
Actually, not really. I mean, the Bitcoin miners are pretty much tanks.
Yeah.
The only thing would be that if like there's some major energy spike, or if we have like a big storm that comes through. But other than that, our job is to keep them rolling, and that's what we do.
How's the weather here at the facility year round?
It's pretty much like this. It gets hotter in the summer. This is probably about the hottest time of the summer, but you'll get snow on the ground, but these things just keep rolling.
Keep going. Yeah. And can you talk about the durability of this big thing? Like how is that built? What is this stuff in the back here?
This building that we decided, it's called an MDC, but essentially if you can see here, this is where the air intakes, right? And then we've got all of our filtration systems right here.
Okay.
This is where the miners are held. We're stay here, but let me take you around to the other side, and we'll show you where the heat's pushed out.
And how many of these pods do we have on site now?
We've got about 100 of these pods on this site.
And besides my mining company, how many other mining companies do you have here?
We work with most of the hyperscale miners.
Okay. The big companies.
Big companies.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's what we're trying to do is we try to create infrastructure that services them at a quality thing. So that's why we build infrastructure, 8 to 10 year infrastructure. These are going to be here forever. We're not going anywhere. We don't skimp on that. And we've got the expert team to be able to operate them.
But I love it.
As you can see, we have the air intake on the other side. This is where it's pushing the hot air out. And then when we go in the MDC, you'll be able to see and feel where that air comes through to cool off the machines.
How many of our miners are in here right now? Do you know on the top of your head?
I'd say, well, we've got a big deployment with you guys, so. At least there's on this row right here. There's at least about 400 to 600 machines.
Wow.
Between these two buildings.
Let's see where the magic happens. Wow.
We've got our machines plugged into our PDUs.
Yep.
Right. Basically, everything's networked. We've got our filtration system right here, which is keeping keeping the dust out.
Yep.
If it comes, it drops down. And then we've got it pulling through here to make sure everything's cool. But even though it seems a little bit loud in here comparatively, it's really not that bad.
Yeah.
Right here, we make sure that we have, temperature, airflow, so that we're able to change the speed of the fan.
You're showing me this back end of how you guys place these almost in like a diamond shape.
Yep.
What is the reasoning for that? Why do we face all the fans blowing all the hot wind in the center?
Yeah, so one of the reasons we created this setup was to kind of almost make like a chimney effect, to where sometimes you see mining sites that have them all in a line, but the biggest thing you want to make sure is that when you pull that hot air out, that it's going away quickly. You're not having recirculation of that hot air. So what we've created is this almost like diamond formation, or we call it like a virtual chimney, not virtual, but
Sure.
because we're in mining.
Sure.
But just like a chimney effect, so all this hot air is coming out and being pushed up and out.
Wow.
So that it keeps down that air, kind of recirculate, and make sure the machines are kept at the right temperature.
Incredible. And I see a lot of staff on site here. You guys are really dialed in with your protocols.
Correct.
What if one of my machines breaks? All clients always ask, what happens if it
What's
breaks?
happening?
Man?
Yeah. So the cool thing, what we have set up is that the way we work the site is we have our staff is dedicated to specific buildings. So they're owning each building every day. They're coming in, they're getting an idea of what needs to be worked on. They're going back and forth, in complete ownership of that site and your machines. That allows us to be able to troubleshoot quickly, understand what needs to get done. And we've got, I think we were able to recruit the best people in the business to come to premium sites like this.
Do you know much about the tax advantages of Bitcoin mining?
A little bit. I know that
Okay.
some of that's changing right now, actually.
Yeah, so one of the biggest surges that we've had recently has been Trump coming in, and he basically, with the big beautiful bill, made it so Section 179 is bonus depreciation. You could write off 100% of your machines in year one.
Wow.
Which before it was 40%, and then you roll over the rest. Now we're 100% indefinitely.
Yep.
So have you seen a recent surge in mining in the past, 3 months or so?
Yeah, there's definitely, I think that the biggest interest that we've gotten is like people, so you got your legacy miners, your hyperscale customers that, have been in mining for a long time. That's great. I think that one of the bigger trends that we're starting to see is like those companies or those individuals or family offices that have been started a treasury strategy about a year ago.
Yep.
And they're going, okay, that worked out great. How do I get more? Well, mining is a great place to get more if you have a low time preference.
Sure.
And you trust the system. And what we've seen is a lot more companies go, okay, instead of just going and buying at spot, mining's the best way to do it. You get a low price of Bitcoin acquisition. But you want to be able to go and find a place that actually executes on that vision,
For sure.
rather than you're not getting the full value of mining, and that's what we're trying to build here. So a lot more interest from outside of just the major legacy Bitcoin mining players.
Crazy, man, to see it all come to fruition after so many years. We started in a freaking little shed in New Jersey. Now we're mining with one of the largest mining infrastructure companies in the US. Okay, so here's how the whole process works. You order your machines, you pick your package price. We have packages as small as $65,000. That includes 3 machines, brand new S21 Pluses, comes with 4 years of energy. We ensure 90% uptime on your machine. So come check it out. We just got a box delivered today. Perfect timing. We're gonna go talk to Chris and see how they installed them. There they are. Beautiful box of S21 Pluses. Usually takes about 4 weeks from the time you pay and getting contracts signed to getting your machines actually ordered and plugged in here at our Silverton location. Once they're plugged in, then you're gonna get hit up by Derek. Derek's gonna go ahead and ensure that you have your Bitcoin wallet all set up. And from there, it's really just sending you your Watcher link, which is the link where you get to oversee your miners. You get to see your own mining pool. You can see when your payouts are gonna come in. You can see how much Bitcoin you've mined. You can see the miner uptime. The best part about Bitcoin mining, it's 100% transparent. We can't hide anything because you can see all the uptime. Right, so if there's anything below 90% at the end of your 4-year contract, that's on us and we reimburse you. Miners have not been placed in here yet, but everything is ready for installation. So each one of these boxes holds an S21 Plus. These are some of the best miners that have ever been created, the newest model. These cost about $5,000 to $6,000, but of course you got to pay for the energy too. So leverage mining, instead of you guys trying to figure out how to do all this stuff on your own, you know, first you got to source the equipment. I've bought machines on Amazon that were sent, a boulder was sent to my house, literally a rock inside of a box. Like, you can get scammed. So you have to make sure you have a very reliable source. We source right from Bitmain. And, you know, once these miners arrive, then you have to install them. You need 20 volt power and electricity, which is a custom installation. This is not easy stuff. If you mine at your house, you're gonna plug it in and instantly be unprofitable, okay? You need 7 cents or lower per kilowatt hour. And that's exactly what we have at our facility here. So energy is important, setup's important. All of that is done by us, one-time payment, instant onboarding. You know, within a 4-week period from the time you pay, you are up, live, and mining direct to your offline wallet. So if you want to learn more about leverage mining and how we can help you save money in tax this year and multiply your wealth, then click the link down in the description. All right, so we got the team with the forklift bringing in all the S21 Pluses right now. We got Chris over here unboxing. We got Derek unboxing. Chris, what do we got going on, man?
We're just got this delivery in today. We're gonna be racking your miners. So yeah, we're putting in the work.
With the suit on too.
With the suit on.
Man,
gotta get them plugged in.
This guy's the hardest worker I know.
Gotta get them plugged in.
So look, man, sometimes you gotta get your hands dirty. Although we got employees for this, we're gonna frickin' do it too, all right? Here we go. 50, 60 pounds of straight Bitcoin supercomputer running the SHA-256 hash function, which is what is powering the Bitcoin network. I don't even know how to get this thing out. These are no joke, man. There we go, there we go. Oh, brand new S21. Oh yeah. All right. One happy client right here.
Put them all in the rack, then we plug them in and we scan them into the network, and then we, you know, pretty much get them hashing.
Yeah.
This is the hard work right here.
This is it. Just the lifting part.
That's why it's great to have extra people to help out with.
Sir. One of my favorite things we do at Leverage Mining is we allow people to pay with credit card. The reason you want to pay with credit card is if you can get 0% interest on the business side, doesn't have any hit to your personal credit. We invoice you directly from Leverage Mining, so you don't have to liquidate the money off the card. You can put easily, you know, if you get approved for a $50,000 limit, you can get 2 miners for less than 50K, you know, 1 miner for 23,000, 4-year contract. That will mine for you for a year. With the Bitcoin proceeds, you can sell some of that off to pay off that card. Or if you're smart, you can do a balance transfer onto another 0% card. And now the bank's floated you the entire way. You sell off Bitcoin at the end of year 2, pay off the entire credit card balance. Then you have 2 years left on your contract to mine, completely free and clear. So this is Jesus, man. One of the men behind the entire operation, making sure the money's flowing, the Bitcoin's going. Jesus, what do you got to say to the people?
Man, don't miss out before the train leaves the station.
Yeah, because
Bitcoin ain't going nowhere.
No, it's
Remember,
only getting
there's
crazier.
a finite amount.
Yep.
They keep finding gold, but they can't find more Bitcoin.
And from what you've seen working here, bro, like, what has your mindset been over the past like year or two, just watching this stuff grow? Is it...
Man, it just seems like it explodes in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
Like, next thing you know, there's 20, 30 more people trying to get in on it. Just overnight.
Well, bro,
it's crazy.
Let's go Bitcoin. I appreciate your hard work.
No problem.
Man. Thank you so much. Let's go. Great staff. Everyone on site is a freaking blessing. Everyone here is amazing, loves what they do, believers in Bitcoin. That's what you want in a company, you know? So at Leverage Mining, we started in the bear market. We started in 2022. And I started this company because I had a massive problem. I paid $500,000 to the IRS in 2021. And the reason why is because I had no tax write-offs. I had no depreciation. And I went to my accountant and I asked, I was like, dude, how can I continue to accumulate Bitcoin without having to pay the IRS from all the ordinary income that I'm using to buy it? Because I'm taxed at a 37% marginal tax rate, which is crazy. And he said, dude, look, you need to start mining Bitcoin. So fast forward, he introduced me to Jason Less, the CEO of Riot Blockchain. I got mentorship from him. He plugged me in with all these different mining connections with software, hardware, sites like the one we're at today. And that's when leverage mining was born in 2022 in the bear market. So it's been an absolute honor and a pleasure to serve our clients. We're now past 100 clients in just 3.5 years. We've done over $5 million in tax savings for our clients. And I started this business all from a problem that I solved for myself. Okay, so now I'm able to continue to acquire Bitcoin, make a lot of money through my businesses, but offset all of my income through mining Bitcoin instead of buying it on an exchange. My favorite part is it's self-custody. We're mining directly from the block rewards on the miners, sent directly to my cold storage offline wallet. It's completely outside of the financial system, and I sleep so well at night knowing that. And what we do at Leverage Mining is we make it easy for you. So if you're a high net worth individual, if you make a lot of money in your businesses and you want Bitcoin exposure, you have two options. You could buy it on Coinbase and you're gonna have to pay tax on all the money you're using to buy it, or you buy Bitcoin miners. Now, the reason why it's so appealing in 2025 is because of Donald Trump. Donald Trump just passed the big beautiful bill, which now makes bonus depreciation on equipment 100% write-off in year one of your purchase. So when you buy Bitcoin miners with us, we're factoring in not only the machinery, but the electricity, the maintenance, and the setup in a one-time easy payment. So now you get to pay one time, you get a 100% write-off of your full package, and you're mining for 4 years with us. We ensure 95% uptime for all of our clients. If you want to find out more about how you can partner with us so you can make all this complicated stuff easy, just click the link in the description, watch the full video, and feel free to book a call with me or someone close to my team like Derek. I'll be looking forward to seeing you guys in the next one. And like always, make sure you keep coming back. Subscribe if you love Bitcoin, smash the like button, and send this to a friend or family member that needs to be enlightened about Bitcoin and how they can save millions of dollars in tax every single year. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.